For anyone out there who might never have seen any of my videos, hello, my name is Brian. I am an American, and in 2012, I decided to get on a plane and fly to the other side of the world, to Taiwan. And from the beginning, I have been doing YouTube and making videos for my channel, American in Taiwan. It's about a lot of things, being an expat, food, culture, history, and more. And I hope you'll enjoy it, and enjoy today's video. Hey YouTube, Brian here. So I recently set up, at the urging of a friend, an Instagram account. Check that out at AIT Brian. Little plug there, but I say that to explain that the first thing I did was to upload some old photos of mine from when I first arrived here in 2012. And it triggered my memory of making one of my earliest YouTube videos for this channel called At a Taipei Temple. I look back now in 2018 and I kind of laugh at how bad the quality was and how I really had no idea what I was doing. And I also realized that I hadn't returned to that temple at all since that video. So this is my attempt to show you guys this great historic temple in a much better way, while at the same time taking a stroll down memory lane. So please, everyone enjoy this look at Taipei's Confucius Temple. Where are we going?
Temple.
The Confucius Temple.
Confucius Temple.
Alright, say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
To get to the temple by public transport, just get on the MRT, get on the red line, and head to Yuanshan Station. And from there, you can walk to the temple in about 7 or 8 minutes. The temple is open from 8:30 to 9 o'clock, from Tuesday to Sunday, and also on national holidays. So, Confucius, or Kongzi. Confucius, if I can put it simply, is a huge deal in Taiwan and many East Asian cultures. He was a philosopher/teacher in China, way back in the spring and autumn period of Chinese civilization. He lived from about 551 BC to 479 BC. About. It's really hard to know with a historical figure way back then, really what the dates are. He taught respect, hierarchy, loyalty, ancestor worship, and the idea of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In other words, the golden rule. He was seen as someone who brought knowledge and wisdom to a society that was in a state of moral chaos, and as someone who was helping to revive Chinese culture to match the glory of the past. And to take a short quote from the temple's brochure, 1,000 years of history would be like a long dark night without Confucius. So as you can tell, Confucius is kind of a big deal. And there are actually many Confucius temples in Taiwan and China and elsewhere. This temple in Taipei, though, was started in 1879 during the Qing Dynasty's period of rule in Taiwan. Taiwan's Qing Dynasty military commissioner, Sha Xianlun, and Taipei's prefect, Chen Xingzhu, oversaw construction, and the temple was finally finished in 1884. From then until 1895, ceremonies would be held at the temple, and it was an important event for people. In 1895, though, Taiwan was given to Japan as a war spoil in the Treaty of Shimonoseki. And when Japanese troops occupied Taiwan and fought with the Formosan Republican rebels, their troops took over the temple. The soldiers damaged and destroyed most of the memorial tablets, the ceremonial objects, and musical instruments. After they ransacked it, the temple over time fell into a state of disrepair. In 1907, the Japanese tore down the temple to build a high school. Some objects, like the tablets that were luckily not destroyed, were kept by some notable Taiwanese gentry, and they wanted to rebuild the temple but that wouldn't happen until later. In 1925, the notable gentry joined with businessmen and officials to fundraise to rebuild the temple. Eventually, after some time, they got the money and the temple was finally rebuilt by 1939. It took over 10 years to get everything done. During World War II, the Japanese authorities stopped the Confucian ceremonies at the temple and instead had Shinto music played. When the KMT took over after World War II, the ceremonies were held again. And in 1950, Chiang Kai-shek attended a ceremony to celebrate Confucius' birthday, and he presented the temple with a special wooden tablet he wrote on that said, "Education for all." In 1971, the temple was given over to the Taipei city government by the descendants of the people who originally raised funds to rebuild. And that brings us to today. The temple is still under the control of the Taipei city government, and in the 2000s, by what I can tell, there was a modern building or hall built to the side of the temple, but within the walls of the compound where they have a gift shop and a 4D theater. It's funny, but I can't remember there being any gift shop or theater during my first visit in 2012. So maybe back then they weren't set up in the building yet. I don't really know. So that's it, guys. That's the historic Confucius Temple in Taipei from Qing Dynasty times to now. I hope you found it interesting and you learned something. And if you're in Taipei, I hope you'll give this place a visit to get some history and culture in your life. I certainly had fun revisiting after all these years with my son and kind of reflecting on how when I first came here, I really didn't know what was going to happen to me, but here we are almost 6 years later, and I have a son and he's with me. And we're at this temple and it's amazing. So yeah, kind of a cool walk down memory lane for me, guys. Please remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I thank you all for watching. Thank you very, very much. And until next time, guys, bye-bye.